Good morning. I'm going to go somewhere quite cool today. It's somewhere where I go a lot, but it's just a really nice place. I've already filmed this once. I filmed it on the 750 Interceptor, the Mark II, and I got it out and fettled it and changed the oil, changed the filter, adjusted the valve clearances, and then set off. I got about 9 miles away from home and it suddenly started backfiring through the carb, and I thought, oof, timing slipped and I couldn't get it started again, so I thought, oh, I better phone the AA, I suppose. Where's my phone? It's at home. I've left it at home. So I sat there for an hour thinking what I was going to do next, and a guy pulled up with a van and he said, is that dead? I said, I think so, yeah. He said, put it in the back of the van. He said, I'll take you where you're going. I said, well, I'm about 9 miles away in the opposite direction. Don't worry about that. If you're broke down, I'll give you a hand, mate. And he got bike ramps in the back of the van and he took me all the way home. I don't know who he was, what his name was or anything, but what a gentleman. My faith in humanity has been restored. So this is a nice biking road, this one. I'm on the classic 500, as you can probably see. Just alter the camera angle a little bit. Nice to be back out on it. I did an online check and see if it was taxed and MOT, because I can't remember with all these bikes I've got, and it wasn't taxed, so I had to tax it the other day, and of course it goes from the 1st of this month. So that's 20 odd days of tax I'm not going to get for this month, but there we are. I've taxed it for a year, so we're all back on the road. I haven't ridden this for a while. Let's march on a bit. Yes, I'm going to show you some filming locations as well. Nice deserted roads, that's how I like them. Well, nearly deserted. This is all out in the back of beyond of Suffolk, but it's a very short ride for me from home. The place we're going to is pretty unique. I'll explain why when we get there. And I've got my phone with me now as well, so if I break down, which I hopefully won't, I'll be able to call somebody. Just great biking roads. This bike is geared up one tooth on the gearbox sprocket. I did do it two teeth, but it was a little bit too much for it against a headwind or anything like that, but it's just perfect now. I don't like going too fast on roads like this because of the dreaded deer. And where we're going is actually a deer park. It's an 11th century deer park, and it hasn't changed a bit. And it was first mentioned in 1220. And they knew that there was a deer park there before that, because it's actually in the Doomsday Book in 1066 or whenever it was, I can't remember now. And so anyway, it's 11th century, and it's not many things that have survived that long, pieces of land and things on it, and that have survived that long. We're nearly there. I'll tell you a bit more about this deer park and what makes it unique. I'm sure that you'll think I just get a bike out and I go round the block and make a video and go home again. I don't. I'm always going somewhere. I'll not very often show you where I'm going. I did with Mr. Knobley, the big oak tree, but that's the exception rather than the rule. Oof, dear. Should have gone the other side there, really. Now I've got to be real careful here, because this is a sand track and the sand in places is really loose. Let's get my visor up a minute. It all looks compacted and that, but it's you can get your front wheel to skid out. All the pine cones on there, on the floor there. When I came here last time, I nearly fell off on this corner. Funny enough. I'm going to go real slowly because it is really, you can see by the wheel marks that it's really soft sand. It's all light land around here. There's no heavy land here. I know the landowner really well. He used to run a thing called Power of the Past, and it was all antique earth moving machinery and traction engines and everything, and they stopped it in the end. The insurance stopped him. But as I get down here a bit, you may actually recognise some places. You may not, I don't know. You might recognise all this, especially to the left. Well, I'm going to park. You've got to be careful where you put your bike, because it's pretty soft, the old ground. I'm going to go on this hard bit over here. Well, there it is. Classic 500 chrome and black. For those who don't know, I bought this new 5 years ago, so I've had it 5 years now. But I don't ride it as much as I should do, really, but perhaps I'll start riding it a bit more. So there we go. This is the deer park. It covers a huge area, this does. It's not just this bit down here. But we'll go to the filming locations first, and I'll show you what everything's all about. Now, this place has got 4,021 ancient oak trees, like this one here, and that one there, and well, all of them. And that is not just the highest number in Suffolk, or even East Anglia, or even the UK. It's the highest number of ancient oak trees in Europe. Its nearest rival is Windsor Great Park, which has got 3,000 ancient oak trees, but several thousand veteran oak trees. Now, to be a veteran, it has to be over 200 years old. To be an ancient oak, it's got to be over 400 years old. That's the rule of thumb. So this is a bit unique, this place, you see, because it's that many oak trees. There's no if you look, you know, there's no small ones. Well, the odd one or two, but they're self-set from the big ones. But I come here a lot. I've come here many times, wow, for decades. Yeah, at least 25 years. It's just a nice place to come and chill out. There's a big old girl, isn't she? They pollarded a lot of these oaks in the Middle Ages for the timber, and they're all sort of sprouting back a bit now, all completely hollow. Yeah. I was up in those woods behind that house there in 2013, and behind that house there was a lot of cars parked and vans and things, and I looked down, and in this field there was about 20 people, And I thought, I wonder what they're doing. So I just stayed up in the woods by the house there. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could see they were filming something. And they were filming, seemed to be filming two people. And I was intrigued, so I hung about, and suddenly they all started applauding and clapping and patting each other on the back, and started picking up all their equipment and coming over to where I was. So I hung about, and the first guy up was a cameraman. I said, "What are you filming?" And he said, "Hey, it's a series for BBC, the BBC. It's we're just using this place as a location." I said, "Okay." I said, "What's it called?" He said, "It's going to be called Detectorists." I said, "Right." I said, "What's that about then?" He said, "You'll have to wait until it comes out." Well, pheasant there, look. He wouldn't take much shooting, would he? Nearly sit on the end of your gun. Handsome old bird, aren't they? So I never saw it when this series came out, because I haven't had a TV for 25 years. I don't watch TV. And yeah, so I caught up with it about 3 weeks ago, and it was all on YouTube, and I started watching it, and it's absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You're probably familiar with it, but this is the tree that they used. This was their lunch tree. This is where they used to sit and have their lunch. And this is where they were filming. And this tree featured a lot in that in the series. So this is the actual tree. I'll cut a picture in of them sitting on the tree, and you can see what it's all about then. So this is where they sat on this tree and discussed things and all the rest of it. One of them sat here, and the other one was sitting on that root there, as you'll see in the picture. But this is the tree that they use anyway. Now this is the old part of the deer park. Look how old the trees are. And it's oak trees for as far as you can see. In the Doomsday Book, this was put down as an enclosed woodland pasture, and that's exactly what it still is. Instead of deer, they've got sheep. And this is a fairly unique place. There's no other place like this. Not to this extent, anyway. That's a big old tree. They're all big old trees. They've all been here a lot of years. The skinnier ones, they're the self-set ones, you know, from the acorns over the years, but it's a fantastic place. It's just a nice place to come and chill out. They put these little enclosures up just to see how quickly the grass grows back after the sheep have grazed on it. So, walking amongst giants. But like I say, all these trees were pollarded back in the day for the timber, and they haven't done that for years and years and years. So the trees are now sort of branching out a bit now and starting to touch each other, which they've never done before. Fantastic place, it really is. This is my big escape. I like coming here. Just get away from the madness of the world. This tree in front of me here is called the King's Oak. Don't know why, but it is. Altogether serious tree. You can come up here and never see anybody. So this is another one of Suffolk's best kept secrets, I think. Big old sheep as well, they're not little. Perhaps I'm shrinking, I don't know. Like I say, it's just oak trees for as far as you can see. You can't count them. They obviously have counted them, but the family that own this wood now, they've owned it for 3 generations, and the youngest guy in the generation is in his 80s. Real nice fella he is. Just a little bit further up here is what they call the thicks. It's a lot denser woodland, and they've got some of the biggest holly trees in England growing in here. What a magical place though, isn't it? I say, you can't see this there's no other trees, it's just oaks. Loads and loads of oak trees. But this goes into the thicks. We'll have a quick look in there and I'll show you. These get twisted into some fantastic shapes, don't they? I don't know what breed these sheep are. Don't know nothing about sheep. I know they make good jumpers, woolly jumpers. Well, I'm just walking back now and just showing you the trees as we go back. No sign of habitation or human life. I'm glad I know about this place. It's just, like I say, it's just an escape. You come up here with all your thoughts and leave them all behind when you go. Got pigs that side. Big tree, that big tree. So this deer park hasn't changed since the 11th century. Why should it? And fair play to the guy that owns it now for keeping it as it was. They tried pollarding a couple of oak trees, but they got a professional tree people in to do it. And it killed the tree. Took too much wood off it, and there was no limbs left on it for it to sprout leaves, so it died. This is a tragedy, isn't it? That's tree experts for you. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I'm down near the bike. Most of the Detectorists series was filmed in Framlingham, and I lived in Framlingham and the surrounding area for 45 years, so there's not much I don't know about Framlingham. Because I can remember the pub near the castle. Its name changed. It changed to the Two Brewers from the castle. And I said to my mate once, I said I'd change the name of the pub. This is probably new owners. But they did it for the film. So I'm going to leave a link in the description for episode 1 of the series. And that will take you to the very first one, so you can, if you haven't seen this, you can watch it. And if you click on the guy's name under his video, it will take you to his channel, and he's got all 3 series loaded up. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's funny, and it's just good, just a bit good. Right, I'm going to jump on old Reliable here and head off into the sunset, or the rain, whichever comes first. But if I see anything on the way worth filming, I'll stop and film it. But hope you like this, just something a little bit different, just showing you where I go sometimes. So that being said, I'll catch up with you on the next one. Bye bye.